The October skies over eastern Ukraine witnessed the drone operators of the 414th Magyar Birds Brigade writing a new chapter in close-quarters aerial warfare. From behind monitors, in a silent control room lit only by the screen's light, these airfighters controlled small arms that unleashed a deadly storm on the Russian invaders. One by one, battlefield hotspots appeared on the screen, silhouettes of enemy troops moving in open areas, some hiding beneath trees, hoping that twigs and leaves would protect them from the sharp eyes of the Magyar Birds cameras. On the front lines, the sky was no refuge. Every movement of Russian troops was monitored, every breath counted. As the first drone swooped down, striking a Russian infantryman attempting to cross an empty field, the Magyar Birds drone operators hunted down and eliminated each enemy soldier. Explosion after explosion shattered the silence, sending bodies fleeing for their lives. Within minutes, 39 enemy soldiers were attacked from multiple directions. Some were wiped out in the open, others under the shade of trees they thought safe, nowhere hidden from the eyes of the Magyar Birds. On another route, 6 motorcyclists were seen trying to break through the line of fire, trying to escape the realm of death. But the FPV cameras followed them relentlessly. One by one, the motorcycles exploded into flames in the middle of the dusty dirt road. Not far away, a Russian ATV was also targeted. A drone swooped low, cut through the air, and struck the vehicle squarely in the middle, leaving it a burning wreck amidst the debris and smoke. For the operators of the 414th Brigade, this was more than just a mission. It was a response to the occupation and violence they witnessed daily. Each attack carried the same message: "We see you. We are coming for you." In October alone, the Magyar Birds reportedly eliminated thousands of enemy troops across multiple sectors. This latest video is just a small slice of a larger, ongoing operation. A war where electronic eagle eyes stare unblinkingly and justice falls from the skies. While in the Pokrovsk direction, despite Russian triumphalist announcements of encircling Ukrainian defenders in Mirnohrad and Pokrovsk, Ukrainian Special Operations units deployed by General Kirilo Budanov have systematically dismantled infiltration groups throughout the area. Geolocated footage shows Ukrainian forces actively clearing Russian troops from Rodinsky, while elite units captured Russian operatives in Pokrovsk, proving the supposed encirclement never materialized. Here, the Russians hurried to announce an alleged encirclement of Ukrainian forces in Mirnohrad, but this proclamation of victory came a little too soon. Ukrainian special forces have just conducted one of the most extensive clearing operations around the town, eliminating Russian infiltrators and keeping the supply routes secured. The Russian Ministry of Defense triumphantly announced that its forces had successfully encircled the Ukrainian defenders in Mirnohrad. According to Russian state media, troops advancing from Rodinsky had captured the settlement, and with Russian infiltration groups penetrating deep in Pokrovsk, they had allegedly cut off all supply routes and placed Ukrainian logistics under fire control. Russian Chief of General Staff Valery Gerasimov even reported to President Putin that the encirclement of Mirnohrad and partial encirclement of Pokrovsk had been achieved. Russian military analysts celebrated this as the first major non-traditional assault successfully carried out under conditions of Ukrainian drone dominance. They praised their infiltration tactics, calling them a systematic and precise operation that forced Ukrainian drone operators to retreat far enough to stop being effective. But even in their triumphalist rhetoric, contradictions abounded. Russian analysts claimed that while Ukraine's elite brigades had supposedly escaped from the encirclement, the remaining troops would still be difficult to eliminate, as Ukrainian drones continued to supply them. At the same time, they alleged that Ukrainian drone operators were pushed away, a claim immediately disproven by their own soldiers. A video filmed by Russian troops in Pokrovsk showed the sky swarming with Ukrainian drones, more than a dozen visible at once, hovering and hunting for targets. Within hours of the Russian claim, Ukrainian drone operators released geolocated footage of how Ukrainian units are actively clearing Russian infiltrators from Rodinska, obviously spoiling an encirclement that never materialized. Although small Russian assault groups had indeed reached the outskirts and briefly entrenched in several abandoned houses, they never managed to dig in. A Ukrainian BTR-4E armored vehicle from the 14th Chervona Kalina Brigade entered the settlement under the cover of reconnaissance drones, identified enemy positions, and opened fire with its 30mm cannon. It pursued the infiltrators through several streets until all were eliminated, sparing Ukrainian infantry in the settlement the trouble of clearing the Russians out themselves, before safely withdrawing to rear positions before Russian drone units could respond and target the vehicle. The brigade later confirmed that Rodinska remained under Ukrainian control and that cleanup operations were continuing. Meanwhile, this exposed the Russian announcement for what it was: another premature declaration meant to please political leadership rather than reflect battlefield truth. The fight inside Pokrovsk itself took a dramatic turn, addressing the increased activity of Russian infiltration groups into parts of the southern and central districts. The Ukrainian command deployed its most capable hunters, the Special Operations Units of the main Directorate of Intelligence. Acting on the direct orders of General Kirilo Budanov, Special Forces arrived to coordinate with regular Ukrainian brigades and begin counter-sabotage sweeps across the embattled town. Within the first hours, they captured several Russian operatives, including members of Russia's own main Directorate of the Armed Forces, highlighting just how valuable this axis is to the enemy command. Drone footage soon surfaced, showing a Ukrainian operator camouflaged among trees and ambushing a lone Russian soldier advancing down a local road. The encounter ended swiftly with the elimination of the Russian, showcasing the close-quarters nature of combat in the area, and how Russian soldiers are told the same lies of the town's capture, resulting in zero tactical awareness of Ukrainian soldiers still controlling Pokrovsk. Ukrainian intelligence units continue to work alongside airborne and mechanized troops, clearing basements, warehouses, and the outskirts, eradicating small Russian groups before they can regroup. Overall, despite the continuing heavy fighting, the Russian narrative of an encirclement has already collapsed. The Ukrainian General Staff confirms that while the situation remains difficult, decisive actions have been taken to prevent any isolation of Ukrainian forces. Once again, Russia's generals appear to have oversold their progress to the Kremlin, but Ukrainian elite units are dismantling